Good evening and welcome to Give Me a Break. I'm John the Carboning. If you ever wondered what Corpus Christi sounds like, we got you covered. From Texas to the sounds of roads, to even the sounds of Texas country music, to even the beautiful Selena Quintanilla, the executive producer of TV3 has got you covered. Take a look.
Yeah, driving over potholes. There, you couldn't do a tribute to the sounds of Corpus Christi without that one.
But if you have them back to back and you're like, like a little beat, and then I know you know how to drums, we can layer that on top, and then put some Selena, put some little bit of this, Tejano, and yes, I have a vision forming.
Excuse her while she goes away to write.
I'm gonna go into the Domingo Live studio to start putting tracks together.
I'm trying to think of what it would be called, and because of what you just said, my brain went to bitty bitty bump bump.
Bump,
there
bump.
you go.
There it is.
Itty bitty bump bump, itty bitty bump bump. All right. Let's move on to something serious here. Here are 6 things that you are no. All right.
School officials at the Creekside Elementary campus got a report of a student with a weapon who was making threats today. The student was found, and the weapon turned out to be a steak knife. CCISD police are investigating. The school sent a letter to parents to tell them about the incident. There will be additional district police on campus tomorrow.
What? Okay. Here's where we go wrong here.
Mathis.
This, you don't bring a weapon to school, period. No one should ever. And no one should even be... And no one should be doing what happened in the softball game. Just take a look at this.
Mathis ISD and Taft ISD are working together to get to the bottom of a fight that broke out at Tuesday night's varsity softball game. I'm your neighborhood news reporter Adam Beam, and here's what both districts have to say.
We've got a great group of kids, and it's unfortunate sometimes that incidents happen that kind of shadow over all the good things.
That's the sentiment of Mathis ISD Superintendent Todd White, following an incident at Tuesday night's district championship game against Mathis and Taft's varsity softball teams.
You know, I think everybody's disappointed and wish things were different so that we could focus on positivity.
Both districts expressing disappointment over a fight that broke out between players during the game's 5th inning. A Taft player and Mathis player getting into an altercation, which quickly got physical, coaches and other players coming to intervene. All the while, a separate fight quickly breaks out in the stands. However, the district is only investigating what took place on the field.
But I know that we're working with Taft ISD. We're going to follow all UIL rules and all district policy when it comes to expectations and behaviors.
Concerns being raised about one of the Mathis coaches grabbing the Taft player and the two ending up on the ground, over many on social media arguing the incident was no more than the coach tripping. Chris Six received statements from the UIL who are not investigating the incident, but say the schools and the local district's executive committee have the authority to impose penalties for any involved coaches or players, with Taft ISD adding appropriate consequences will be given out based on UIL policies and the district's athletic handbook.
Now, in the name of transparency, the name of the students involved will be left out of our reporting, and the name of coaches will not be included either, pending the district's ongoing investigation. But both saying that what took place should not overshadow the success of these players. Reporting in the studio for Chris 6 News, I'm Adam Beam.
What if I told you once there was a secret to physically confirm our skin? There's the science behind it.
Nobody should be fighting. Nobody. This is not the Jerry Springer show. You go to softball to watch a softball game, and then you end up going to the Springer show. What are you fighting about? He said, she said. Y'all want to go fight? Take it at the parking lot. But not in a softball game where people are going to watch you play softball. This is not the Jerry Springer show. This is the real deal here. Y'all want to go fight? Take it out of the parking lot. Or fight about it later. Like, it doesn't matter whether you, like he said, she said, y'all want to go do that crap? Go do that in the parking lot. Or go do it somewhere else, but not in a softball game or in a school-sanctioned event. You're gonna end up facing disciplinary action, and in the end, you're gonna be kicked off the team. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses about it. Next, there's more bullying going on in our schools. All week we've been focusing on bullying, but now there's more, especially one from back on Wednesday. Please stay with us. Take a look at this child. Isn't he a sweet child? But this incident, this picture you see right here is a result of bullying. And throughout all this week, there's been the issue of bullying going on ever since it first happened here in FBI's in the Flabo School District, to where a female student, a first grader, got blood over her shirt and no one did a damn thing. And we got your feedbacks, and the feedbacks are still coming in. But there's plenty more to come about this incident. This child was paralyzed after he was being bullied. But what happened next would even stun many parents.
After there's the incident, Emily, now we are outside
Follow-up.
Take a look.
And we are outside Robert Ayler Middle School where this attack apparently happened. The family now telling us that the school's administration is downplaying the incident that the family says left their 13-year-old child, their son, unable to smile fully with a droopy face and also unable to close his eyes. Let's get right to the video and the pictures. These are pictures of 13-year-old Enzo, apparently taken after the attack. Enzo's mother, Daisy Elston, says a doctor has diagnosed him with Bell's palsy, reportedly caused by the head trauma from the attack. Elston says the attack took place last Tuesday, April 8th. She says the principal at Robert Ayler Middle School called her saying her son Enzo had, quote, issues with another student, but it was handled. Moments later, she tells us that a nurse called saying she gave Enzo an ice pack for his face. That's when she says she left her dentist appointment in Gainesville and drove directly to the school.
When I arrived to the school, Enzo is isolated in one room, and the aggressor back to the class. So I asked for the principal assistant, why you don't take photos and send to me? Oh, because we don't need to take photos. So yeah, you need, because it's an aggression.
Fox 5 reached out to Frederick County Public Schools. We are awaiting their response. We also spoke with a captain at the Frederick County Sheriff's Office just moments ago who says he saw a post about this on social media. He also tells us a report was filed by the school resource officer, and he goes on to say this is being described as a mutual combat incident with both students giving unwanted contacts.
So, Tisha, why does the family feel that this reported attack is being minimized exactly?
Well, Enzo's mother tells us that the administration and staff have urged her not to report this incident, saying that she didn't, quote, know the laws here. She tells Fox 5 that she moved here from Brazil in 2018. She goes on to tell us that she is here in the country legally. She says she is now filling out paperwork to file a protective order, also known as a restraining order, against the other student involved, along with the administration here at Ayler Middle School.
Oh, we'll have more to follow up to on that. Tisha, appreciate you breaking it down for us.
Gosh. Okay. Here's the right thing she did. She reported it, but the school urged her, no, please, do not report this. You don't know the law.
We'll bring you up to speed about a story we were made aware of within the last hour or so. A developing story out there.
It's like this. This is the brief. Virginia mom says her son's face was partially paralyzed as she was reportedly being attacked by another student. She says her doctor is diagnosed with Bell's palsy caused by a head trauma. A report was filed by the school research officer. It's being described as a mutual combat incident. And this is what the statement said. Frederick County Public Schools is aware of the incident recent concerns regarding a student at Robert E. Middle School. Due to the confidential nature of professional and student matters, we are unable to provide further details at this time. FCPS remains committed to the safety and well-being of all students. We will continue to follow established procedures in accordance with the Code of Virginia and Code of Division Policy to maintain a safe learning environment. The backstory is this. Elsa says the attack took place last Tuesday, April 8th. She's the principal. Says the principal. That's the backstory here. Look, I'm off, but look, bullying is taken very seriously. And yet the school urge are saying, you don't know about any laws, we don't want you reporting. If somebody here's the thing, if somebody urges you not to report it, go ahead and report it anyway. That'll make the school do better and say, hey, we gotta do better. We gotta review our bullying policies. And if we don't change those, it could end up with us losing a lot of money. Which is exactly what it does, And nothing was being done.
Mom tells Fayette Board, stop students' anti-Semitic bullying of my son.
Here's the article.
A parent told Fayette County School Board members Thursday her son was the target of anti-Semitic bullying at Lexington's Beaumont Middle School to the point he was diagnosed with an anxiety disorder this week and has become a homebound student. Lindsay Parsons, whose family is Jewish, told school board members at a planning meeting that Beaumont school officials said they could do nothing about the ridicule she and her 7th grade son say he is enduring. She told the Herald Leader, he has been continually bullied about his religion and had anti-Semitic hand signals, as well as comments made to him several times a week. Kids come up to him and do the Nazi salute, and he's even had kids go as far as to say he should be in a concentration camp. Each time, my son goes to the teacher and her principal and does a Tiplin report. Parsons said her son was then asked by school officials who witnessed the bullying. They then call in the student who acted inappropriately, who inevitably denies it, and witnesses also say they didn't hear anything, because they are friends with the offender, and nothing happens. This has gotten so bad that Wednesday, my son was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, Parsons said. She said her son on Thursday was enrolled in the district's homebound program, which means he will study from home. I have asked to speak with Superintendent Demetris Liggins, and I have been told that his calendar is too full for the rest of the year, Parsons told board members. In response, district spokeswoman Gia Davidson-Smith told the Herald Leader Friday morning, FCPS has a long-standing policy against discrimination and bullying of any type. We take the concerns and safety of our students seriously, and when families come to us, we investigate each claim fully and have an internal process to address and make any needed corrections. Parsons read from a statement at the Thursday night school board meeting that she attributed to her son. I am terrified every day to go to school because of the anti-Semitic comments directed at me, she quoted her son as saying. This needs to be fixed now because it is ridiculous that my religion affects my school experience in America, where the First Amendment states freedom of religion. Parsons added, he has experienced extreme bullying and anti-Semitism for the past year and a half at the school. Very little has been done to stop these behaviors. The school follows the philosophy of there must be a witness that is willing to come forward for any action to be taken. She said her son is a straight A student and has just been diagnosed with general anxiety disorder as a result of bullying, which is now resulting in his having to do homebound school, all because Beaumont Middle School staff will not supervise and stop the problems. I plead with you as a school board to investigate this and get to the bottom of it immediately, Parsons told school board members. My son deserves better. I'd like to speak to Dr. Liggins so that the school will take this more seriously, as they seem to think kids saying anti-Semitic remarks are just kids joking and playing around, Parsons told the Herald leader. As for the school board, I want them to be aware that administrators for the district don't seem to care that this is happening, and I'd like policy made to stop depending on other students to verify what's been done so actual consequences can occur. This story was originally published April 18, 2025 at 2:13 p.m.
Okay, here is the downside of this. We'll give you that downside when we come back. Stay with us. All this week, we have been focusing in on bullying. Ever since that incident happened here at Flower Bluff, to where a child was being bullied and had a bloody shirt. Now this story appears out of nowhere for doing the Nazi salute. The kids say, we didn't do it. The mouth can lie, but the brain can't. And people think, oh, it's just a joke. Okay, well, do you think suicide's a joke? Do you think that anxiety's a joke? Okay, if you really think that suicide's a joke, go talk to the families in every state. Go talk to the parents who have lost their children because of bullying. And you can laugh at it and think it's a joke. Every story we see on the news is like kid committed suicide because of a social media post. It's all over the news. Your child may look at this and laugh, thinking, it's just a joke. Because it isn't. It's no joke. It is the real deal here. And look, the problem with bullying is the bullies can repeat like 30 times. And the victims can repeat it 10,000 times. And if you go up to somebody in authority that you say is being bullied, that's not tattling. And if we did a town hall meeting talk show like this, it would be all about saying, this, that, and the third, like, tell me your story about when you were being bullied. This one's better. There we go. Really? And I mean, going to school director saying, well, if in fact, maybe a town hall talk show, be like this. If in fact there are policies to be put in place, would you ever think about changing policy because of something like this? And I'd be reading them, there were a lot of stories here all about instances like this, and I've reported on some, child commits suicide because this was from and I'd be reading to them like some samples of stories I found online. Like from this one from Virginia. Virginia mom says son's face is partially paralyzed after being attacked by a school bully. Mom tells Fairfield board, stop students' anti-Semitic bullying of my son. parents call for a change after a bullying video surfaces. And I'll be asking the superintendent, hey, is there anything being done to prevent this? What do you think should have been done? And I'd be switching cards over going, oh, well, I look at schools and they sit there and say, well, they have cell phone policies. Are you still going to take away that BYOD? I mean, everybody uses their phones. And you know what? People use it because they're bored at school. When I was growing up, if you were caught using your phone, you had to pay $15 to get it back. It'd be taken by the administrator, and then the teacher, then they'd be like, you gotta pay $15 to get it back. We'll pick it up by your parents. You couldn't get it back after class, you couldn't get it back, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now we go to Edinburgh, Texas. An anti-bullying protest was led outside the I-Day Edinburgh on Wednesday after a video service was assumed to be bullied on school grounds. Esther Akin-Naomi claims her godson Miracle was the victim in the video and is working to bring justice and raise awareness on anti-bullying. She also claims that I-Day Edinburgh did not respond officially to the situation, but they responded to Valley Central in a statement saying, where the incident took place yesterday, it's going to investigation. It does not condone bullying, condone violence. We're committed to ensuring a safe environment for students and staff. They're downplaying what happened to the godson. Authorities interviewed the suspect in the video, who claimed the assault stemmed from an earlier incident. And Miracle slept with his eyes swollen shut and may interfere with schoolwork and exams. It's all because of what's happening, you know. We got to give educators, administrators, the tools they need to prevent this from happening again. It is an ongoing event that's going on, and nobody here would give two rat asses about what's going on. They downplay the situation and say, look, we don't know anything about this, blah, blah, blah. We can't guarantee your safety. We think it'd be best if you went home. Which is exactly what happens, you know. Child gets sent home for because they can't guarantee their safety. Come on. You can't guarantee your student's safety. So I guarantee you, if it was my child, if I can guarantee my child's safety, I want to be putting them back in the hands of a molester. These are dedicated professionals. They don't do this for the money. They do it because they care. And this incident has been, and the bullying incident happened in Flower Bluff, it's popping all over Facebook. All over Facebook. And people are commenting and saying, people are commenting, and people from the Bluff are commenting around saying, and there's two more comments. Not their job, or then they expel them or time in juvenile detention center. Teachers can do better in spotting someone being bullied. Yes, first fingers should be pointed at the parents, but our kids go to school and sit in front of these kids all the time. You can see when someone is being mistreated. Yes, don't raise assholes point blank, that is given. But we are talking about school and who's at the schools. Teachers. Okay, are we really going to put the spotlight on the teachers? The ones who care about the kids? Okay, if your teacher's bullying you, it'll be hard to accuse them. If your child came home from school and told you that, hey, my teacher's picking on me, do you have evidence of that? Do you or your friends have evidence? If you could prove to your parents that this teacher picked on you, on your child, then you as a parent need to schedule a conference and say, look, I want to schedule a meeting with you because there's something we need to talk about. Okay? The video gets sent and it's like, hey, you know, I want to schedule a meeting for one reason because he's claiming that you picked on, that my son's claiming that you picked on him. Well, there was video. Really? You look at the video, it's like, I have no recollection of that. Well, they're saying you did. And then the principal get involved. They look at the video, it's like, well, I don't know who to believe. It'd be like, you know, you would get suspended for recording on school grounds, or you would believe the teacher. And you know what else I've learned? This is what I've learned. This was from, I want to play you a clip from Dr. Phil. Let me play you a portion of that clip.
Hey, you're not a...
During that time, and
At that age,
talking about her picking
of what we refer to as mean girls, which is a group of 5 or 6 girls that began to bully her, correct?
Correct.
And this was relentless. And what form did it take? They were calling her names, and they were really relentless about this. What were they calling her? What were they doing?
So.
But as I was talking with Assassina here, you didn't just hang back. You set up meetings. You talked to the school. You wrote letters. You talked to guidance counselors. You didn't just leave her out there twisting in the wind. You talked to the school. What kind of reaction did you get?
Oh gosh, if I got a response at all, Dr. Phil, a lot of the emails that I sent went without a response. There was one that I sent specifically about a racist song being played in the classroom.
Stepping up here.
Instead of letting there be law and order, instead of there being correction, they were just letting the kids do what they may.
You see what I mean when I say society is not stepping up here? There are bullies that have been identified. They were identified by name. You knew who they were. They were identified to the school. At one point, I believe it was in a letter, you said, what are you going to do if she were actually to kill herself? If this got to her so bad?
Some of those things.
Modelo Chelada. Mexican beer meets bold flavors and spices.
A sweet, vibrant girl. It's not an isolated...
Handle her day-to-day care.
Talk about an electric smile, and I mean, this was a vibrant young child. So form of a group of what we refer to as mean girls.
That we were.
Well, I couldn't find. Well, I'm not going to waste time looking for it, but I can tell you what he said. What he said was all about, you know, teachers don't get involved in bullying because they don't want to have to be thrown in the spotlight. Teachers are there to help out your child because they care. It's not about the money, it's because they care. Don't go to the schoolhouse gate with your hair on fire making accusations. It's not going to help. You need to help out your child. And another thing, Get involved. This is not the time to sit there and say, hey, kids will be kids. This is ongoing. And if your child thinks suicide's a joke, have them go talk to the families. Have them watch news segments of a child who committed suicide because of bullying. And make them see if it's funny. Because it's not. It's not funny when someone commits suicide. Talk with your child about it and say, talk with the bully's parents. Partner with them and say, look, we don't like each other. I could say, hey, we might not like each other, but let's work together to combat this. And yet everybody wants to be a bully. He was on, and here's Dr. Phil on CNN.
Anderson Cooper, Ace.
Years ago.
T360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
Dr. Phil, I don't think parents understand just how accessible kids are now to being bullied. I mean, it's not just in schools now; it's online. It's on their mobile devices. And with physical or verbal bullying, there's someone around. There's a witness, maybe even an adult or someone who can help. But if a kid is being bullied on the internet in their bedroom, they're unprotected. They're alone.
Well, they truly are alone, Anderson, and of course we know that the number one tool of the abuser is isolation. If they can isolate their victim, their power goes up so much. And one of the things about internet that we don't think about is one kid can take on 10 identities and bombard another child, and the child thinks that it's everybody at school that's after them, when in fact it may just be one kid that's picking on them and taking on all these false identities on the internet.
Yeah, there's a lot of websites I think adults don't even know about. I just learned about this one, FormSpring, which a lot of kids tell me is a place where a lot of kids get bullied because there's a lot of anonymous postings. There also seems to be just a level of cruelty and sort of lack of empathy that we're seeing with cyberbullying that's even worse in some cases than face-to-face.
It is worse, and I tell you, I call them keyboard bullies because they are able to get anonymously on the internet. They don't have to look their victim in the face, so they don't get any cues. They don't see the pain in their victim's eyes. They don't see them cry. They don't see them hang their head or hurt, and so that feeds into a lack of empathy. And by doing this digitally, they just don't have the brake that they might be pumping if they saw what it was doing to the kid that they were victimizing here. So I'm not only concerned about the lack of empathy and the anonymity that the internet offers, I'm also concerned about the fact that it can follow the child home. If you're in school, you get away from your bully and go home, you're safe, right? That's not the case. They can be back there in their bedroom at 10 o'clock and somebody is pounding on them through a chat room, whether it's ForSpring, MySpace, Facebook. They can be pounding on them at home, and their parents don't even know it.
And I mean, I think about Hope Witzel, this girl who killed herself after texting a boy a naked photograph of herself, or at least a topless photograph of herself. And even in death, she was bullied on a memorial page. And we've heard that in numerous cases of kids who, there've been a Facebook memorial page, and people post just horrible things on the memorial page.
How terrible is that? Because you know that the parents go to a memorial page because they want to share, they want to have this bond, this union with the people that love their child. And then they have these people on there that are doing this sort of thing. They're saying these horrible things, that they're glad they're dead. And that's just got to break a parent's heart. And you brought up something so important, Anderson. 22% of teenage girls say that they have emailed or texted a compromising picture of themselves. Now, most of them say they do it out of pressure from a boyfriend, but that once it's out there, you cannot unring that bell. And as part of controlling this internet bullying and internet exploitation, we have to teach our kids, look, don't do this stuff, because once you do that, you can't get it back and you lose control of it.
Yeah, and that's really when the bullying with Hope began, after that picture which she sent to one boy was widely distributed. I guess for parents, though, where do you draw the line between virtual spying on your kids, reading all their online posts and trying to read their texts and being vigilant and watchful, You know, I mean, you can't do it all.
Well, no, you can't, but look, we do have to get involved. It's not just a matter of spying, it's a matter of protection. And here's the thing, children have the knowledge to use the internet, they know how to navigate around, they know how to get into chat rooms, they know how to make pictures, images, and send them. They have the knowledge. What they don't have is the wisdom.
The other component of this, of course, is schools, and some schools are kind of unsure how to get involved if cyberbullying is involved because it's not happening necessarily, you know, on school campus. What do you think they can do to try to monitor or help stop the problem?
Well, you know, first off, I think that what the schools have to do is not worry about jurisdictional lines. I mean, these are their kids. They're the members of their school community. I think the first thing they need to do is make it part of the curriculum. We need to not just have a talk. It needs to be an ongoing dialogue. It needs to be made part of the curriculum where they teach kids, here's the downside of sexting, here's the downside of sending out photos, here's the downside of bullying someone, and here's what to do if it's happening to you. We cannot expect these kids to just know this stuff by osmosis. We have to tell them, then we have to tell them again.
And again, and again, and again, and again, until they get the message. You know? It's an ongoing epidemic. And if you don't mean, people may sit there and say, well, I'm not a bully. People may say I'm not a bully. Take a look at this.
Craft together something special. You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see,
I kind of made a list of some of the things that I think you said that I find particularly interesting that I would like for you to take a look at. You posted that Callista is a terrible mother, smoked meth, and is a stripper. Okay? Just so you know, I'll guarantee you that is actionable as slander. If you say it, you're dealing with slander and libel here. You threaten to beat Callista's ass at work. I can promise you that can be seen and is seen as a terroristic threat. You posted Callista is a transgender and you made fun of a lesbian girl. You messaged an Afro-American girl the N-word. And I'll guarantee you these two things would be of particular interest to a hate crime division. Derogatory terms for gay people. You message lesbian and gays should kill themselves. You tagged 5 guys in a picture of a girl. Fellas, this slut needs some love. And you posted the phone number and the full name, and the girl got fired. And when you do that, you could very well incite violence, threaten to shoot fellow students, terroristic threat. You know, you may think you're sitting on your couch throwing a tantrum, but you've created a record that doesn't go away.
Right.
You may think you're some kind of vigilante justice on the internet. You're no better than she is doing what she's doing.
Because it's bullying. We're going to take a break. We're right back. Welcome back. Last year, there was an incident that happened at a school which was caught on Bodycam. And what you're about to see would even have her being charged as an adult at just 19 years old. Which means you're an adult, you're going to be charged as an adult. I mean, if you're 15, you can be charged as an adult. But if you're 19, you can't be charged when you're an adult. Just take a look at this.
Here's the thing. So, you're an adult, right?
We're law enforcement officers. We have a job to do. Our job is to protect the safety of the campus. Okay?
On March 26, 2024, a high school resource deputy was alerted to a potential drug-related situation. A student reported that a classmate was using drugs in the restroom and offering them to others. Acting on this information, the deputy searched the student's bag and discovered 6 cartridges containing an unknown substance.
Here's the thing. So, you're an adult, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, you're apparently new here.
She's 19, she said.
Right. So you're an adult, right? So here's the deal. Like, you go, if, I don't know exactly how this is gonna go, but one of the cards on the table is you're going to jail today.
Wait, what?
Right. Correct. Depending on what those are, there's a possibility that you may go to jail today. Right. So
It's because someone reported?
you have illegal substances in your possession.
But everyone at school does too.
Everybody.
Yes.
Every single kid.
Not every single
Okay.
kid, but some do.
Okay.
And matter of
Right.
fact,
So you wouldn't be the first kid I arrested this school year.
So here's,
and I can promise you, you're not gonna be the last. So,
I don't get arrested.
okay, this is not how life goes. You don't get to choose when you bring illegal stuff
I
to
know
a high
that.
school. When you bring illegal stuff to a high school, what you want kind of goes out the window. I don't know if you understand that.
But
so here's my other thing is, I think that what you have is the pen that these screw into
no, I don't.
right here.
I don't. That's someone else's.
Okay, it's someone
not mine.
else's. Alright,
I
so
don't have it.
you don't have
No, they took it.
who took it? Is it someone who goes to school here?
The person that literally probably named me here.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is you have
Those are
something.
theirs.
You have something right here. You
So
already have.
you decided it was a good idea to take in possession all this stuff, knowing it's illegal,
And that you're an adult.
and that you're an adult.
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't know that someone was gonna tell on me that I was holding their stuff.
Who was it?
She was blonde with glasses.
So no, it's a stranger now.
No, it's not a stranger.
Okay.
I've known her.
So what's her name?
Never really got her name.
You never go. So it's a somebody
But
you don't even know their
she's
name.
glasses and blonde, and she asked me for my name. I never asked.
So she asked you for your name, then proceeded to give you felonious items that can result in a felony criminal charge for you to hold. And when were you going to meet up? When are we going to give it back to this person?
In the bathroom later?
What bathroom?
Like, I don't know.
So
they go into different bathrooms.
So how were you going to give it back to them? What was the point? So people just give people stuff and just say, I will find you later?
Yeah.
That's how it works. This is the first I'm hearing of this. Very rarely is it that much of a shadow.
But today, she did ask me, hey, can you hold this shit? And then ask me my name. And then now I'm right here for the first time ever for this type of stuff. And I'm about to get arrested.
You know it's illegal. If I give you a gun and I say you hold it for me, are you gonna hold it? Okay, so if I give you fentanyl, are you gonna hold it for me?
No, it's just that I didn't know.
If I give you crack, you gonna hold it for me?
Who do you live with?
Grandma.
So what are you doing? You're an adult. What are you
Being
doing?
depressed.
This is how you solve it? By offering drugs to kids on campus? This is how you, kids, what do you think? What do you think?
No, oh my god, those are not mine.
Okay, why are you holding drugs?
For my friend.
That's being depressed or that's being...
No.
I think being depressed and holding
No.
drugs for your friend
Oh
are two
my
different things, my friend.
Yeah, I promise. Thank you. No. Oh my god, they're not mine.
Okay,
I was
so
just
why are
holding
you...
them.
Unfortunately, I just want you to understand.
No, I understand. You don't have to dumb it down
if this
for me.
person doesn't, if we can't locate this person doesn't come forth and identify it as theirs, you're going to be responsible for it.
No, I know I am.
Okay.
And that's why I'm really stressed out.
Okay.
And so, whatever you have on your person, because I think you stop.
I'm not getting arrested anyway. So.
Stop. I'm going to turn it over to law enforcement. So, whatever you have, you got to just give it to Mrs. Duke. We're going to step out. You're going to give it to Mrs. Dupont, and it's going to go with this.
Then this is what happens, because it is now turned over to law enforcement, and law enforcement has a female officer come in a secluded room, and they search you.
So here's the deal. And if it goes that way. If it doesn't, then you're going to go to the jail, and they're going to search you. They're going to search you at the jail. If you bring something to the jail, it's a felony. An additional felony.
So right now, if you have anything, it is important that you just give it to us.
We're trying to help you.
This is us.
This is not. If you have something on you, they will escort you to the jail, they will search you there. If you have something on you at the jail,
get a
there's
search
an
at the jail.
additional charge.
Every person that
No,
comes into the
I
jail is
know
getting searched.
that.
Okay.
I know that.
They do full searches.
So if you have something.
Like,
I don't
unquote,
have
Okay,
anything.
where's the piercing located? Is it like?
Can we not have any more awkward questions, please? I'm already
Well,
going to jail for the first
okay.
time in
So
my whole entire life
I feel
right now.
I feel like we're all being adults about this situation. Okay?
This is my first time. I'm going to jail.
I got you.
I think I'm feeling really.
I understand that, but we're trying to have an adult conversation here. I understand. Again, you chose to get this piercing, so it's like
No, I know that.
it can't be that much of a surprise when we're having this conversation. Well, I need to ensure that what's going on here is that it's actually what it is.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I've been nothing but professional with you. Obviously,
I understand
I'm frustrated by the situation because, like, I don't understand why you're not understanding
No,
what's going on.
I understand
Okay.
that. I need to use the bathroom.
You're not.
Use the
Yeah.
restroom.
I need to pee.
No.
You cannot use the restroom at all. Because you're now in the police.
No, I know that.
So you
Deputy
cannot
Alec
use
from
the
the Deputy
restroom.
Champion.
Hold it, kiddo.
Hey, do you got any test kits? If not, can you swing by my office, see if I got any, and then meet me in Harry's office? I'm pretty sure these are THC for sure.
She said that they're THC.
Yeah.
They probably are.
Yeah, they are. I arrested someone before spring break for this same brand.
So if this other person gave you up, and that's what you're saying, besides blonde and glasses, what does this person look like?
Just tan.
And what bathroom was this take place
What
in?
bathroom
And what time?
Like,
Do you not recall?
I heard some of my other friends say that some people love to tell on them on purpose, even if they also smoke as well.
Someone telling on somebody else?
No, they
is
have
different.
hate. You have no idea.
Blonde, tan, glasses, what restroom was it?
I think. Wait.
What classroom was it in? What class were you leaving?
Downstairs and second floor.
Building 2? What time?
They just asked me my name.
But you said
They
that
also
you
asked
gave
you to
them that
hold-
stuff.
No, I didn't
So-
get anything.
No, they asked, you said that this person asked you to hold their stuff for them.
Yeah.
So it was downstairs doing or between what classes?
Fifth.
So it's during 5th?
Yeah.
Or
And I heard someone nearby say, "Oh, watch out! There's a tattletale in here."
In the middle of 5th period?
Either
During class?
during or before or after.
during, before, after?
That's
doesn't
like
really help me.
that's like an hour time frame.
That doesn't really help me. We're trying to help. We're trying to help you.
Ask you
Before.
before
In the
5th
bathroom.
period, downstairs 200 before 5th period,
In the bathroom.
in the bathroom. Okay.
Do you remember what she was wearing? She was
She's
having
saying that this
distinguishing features,
Blonde,
glasses.
tan, glasses, downstairs,
Outside of that.
200 building restroom, before 5th period is the one that
She
she's
gave you the stuff in the bathroom or outside of the bathroom?
So I think it was outside. I'm pretty sure on the cameras.
Like in front of the bathroom or in the bathroom? Inside of the bathroom.
She gave her that stuff and asked her name.
Hey, what's your name? I said it. And I looked.
Well, break it down for me, the whole situation.
Oh, I went to the restroom. Talking to some of my friends.
Okay.
And then she was like, "Hey, can you?"
She was in there, she came in after.
She was in there. She came in, and I'm pretty sure some of her friends were smoking with her.
Did you see him?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not pretty sure.
I witnessed
You
it.
saw them smoking.
And one of her friends was like, "Oh, remember last time?" And then, and then she came.
No, I don't know what that means.
Like, I don't like it's because
I can't arrest you.
I
I
didn't
can't
let-
charge
okay,
you for you
let me
buying
just-
weed in the past.
No,
So if that's what
buying
you did,
weed
or
in the
that's
past.
what
no,
happened in the past, I
no.
can't.
Oh my god, you're just not waiting. Okay, so
You're not explaining.
So she came up to me after me talking to her friend, and then she's like, "Hey, can you hold my stuff?" And then I was about to leave. She's like, "What's your name?" And then I say, and I leave.
What was her friend's name?
How did she give it to you? Like in your hand, in a bag, in your hand? Would her be 19? Like she's not to take her eye. So how did she hand it to you?
She's like, "Hey, can you hold these? These are empty."
And you said sure.
Yeah, they're empty.
Are they though?
Yeah.
You sure about that? I mean, some of these have THC oil in them.
She just told me they're empty. I guess at one point they stopped working.
Sure.
How are you supposed to know? She told me.
You should know not to take things from strangers, especially that are drug related. I think that's what you should know versus whether they're empty or not. And common sense, unfortunately, being kind by taking drugs or use drug
It's not
paraphernalia.
use drugs. They're saying, taking the carts from someone that wanted you to hold them for a bit, and then she asks you your
If
name.
you want to church them up, if you want to church it up, however you want.
Church it. I'm not Christian.
It's a figure of speech. This is not like. What I'm saying is you're taking it and you're sugarcoating it.
It's not sugarcoating.
So taking drug paraphernalia from somebody.
You put pronouns on it. The
That's
kids
what it
say,
is. It's drug paraphernalia. Okay. In the eyes of the law, there's no possession of a cart. It's possession of a THC oil, possession of paraphernalia. Right. So I speak in legal terms. I don't care what the kids say. Because the kids are the reason why you're in this position.
No, I know that.
So let's not talk like kids. Let's talk like adults. Because you're an adult.
I nearly went to jail in Miami because this girl said I had a gun at school. They checked my bag and everything, and I even showed them the text messages of her going to my house, literally fighting me. And also, they found nothing. It was my birthday.
Sure. I understand that is a situation
When
that's
did you live in Miami? Because I thought you came from Georgia. Did you live in Miami?
I came from Miami, then I went to Georgia because my mom moved us.
Yeah, I don't know what the situation was in Miami. I have nothing to do with that. What I can tell you is we have illegal aliens.
You're gonna have to watch out. A ton of kids.
We're in the process of doing that.
No, they're becoming drug addicts.
I understand that.
No,
That's why
elementary
I'm
school
here.
students too.
That's why I'm here.
Like, why elementary school students?
Because of people like you
No,
who are engaging in allowing this stuff to continue instead of coming and notifying people about what's going on.
Excuse me, to be honest, that's not.
If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Yeah, true, but also.
What's that?
Trolls on. Okay. We're gonna bring it. I mean, we know what it is.
Yeah.
How?
Why she got so many of them?
Saying someone gave it to her.
Her friend told her, no, a girl that asked her name asked her to hold them.
All 6 of them?
I knew her.
Yeah. But you don't know her, you don't
She
even
don't
know
know
her
her
name.
name.
She
Of
told
course
her-
I didn't know her name.
She told you to hold the boxes too?
They look pretty. You like, you want them?
When we return, she gets arrested. Stay with us. Returning to our story. A 19-year-old at a school is being arrested for carrying drugs in school. Remember, she says it was a friend, it was somebody from the bathroom that told her to hold it. But is the story believable? Well, take a look from the image. You might see for yourself.
You don't want to open yourself out? Or do you want to go to jail today? Like, what do you want to do?
I don't want to go to jail.
So some mysterious female told you these boxes look pretty, do you want them, and gave you 6 vials of THC. That's the story.
She literally asked me in the restroom.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, what restroom?
No, so we got all that info. They're trying to pull cameras right
So
now.
when I go sit in my cameras and I pull all of this,
downstairs too. She's got.
Before
I'm
fifth
gonna
period.
see a female come out and then you come out.
No, I came out first. I said, she asked me my name
What's she
before I
look like?
left.
What's she look like?
Blonde, glasses, tan.
What's she
What
wearing?
color hair? Blonde. Blonde.
What's she wearing?
Glasses.
Wearing
Yeah.
what normal teenagers girls wear.
Give me a color, shirt, pants,
I think
any
white.
identifying factors. So all I'm looking for is a blonde female tan with glasses.
Yeah.
Downstairs too.
Tall, short,
Before fifth period.
shortish.
Like my height.
So what happens when this female doesn't exist? Then what? Are we gonna have another conversation?
Doesn't exist. She asked me my name in the restroom.
And you didn't ask her name.
Why would I, like, there's a random person I see every day
Yeah, so let me ask you a
ask
question.
me to hold some things.
So this random
And then
person,
finally asked me my name. I think it was a nice thing. I tell her my name and I leave the restroom.
But
and
you
I'm
said
right
your
here.
friends knew her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull the video now. But Mia was with her in the restroom and made her what the friend's name is.
The deputies reviewed the security camera footage and, as expected, found that the young lady had not been truthful. They then proceeded to test the THC to confirm its presence before taking any further action.
But I'm also very tense as well when people bring drugs onto our campus or allow drugs to be on our campus and have a lot of excuses instead of doing the right thing, which would be coming telling people about what's going on campus, you're participating in it. So for you to sit here and play the victim card is very frustrating for me as well.
I've never been in the office for this. Why wouldn't I?
You just got here. How long have you been here?
A few weeks.
So you've been, okay, well last week was spring break, so 3 weeks you've been here.
I said a month and a few weeks.
A month and a few weeks,
I've
okay.
only been in the office once
Okay.
for skipping one class.
Hey, business partner. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the distribution on that. I'm gonna bring her to my office. I'm gonna open up a call and then I get road patrol over here.
The deputies handcuffed the young lady and escorted her to their office. Once there, they noticed her fidgeting as if she were attempting to conceal something.
Why are you fidgeting around? Huh? I'm sorry?
No, my wrist hurts.
Here, sit up with me.
Can
Sit
you
up.
come off
Here.
this? No, just
Yeah,
wait.
sit up.
I got it. Just don't. Ow! Got it.
I'm not gonna do anything. You're the one that's moving.
No, I'm
Okay?
just-
And you continue to move, you're leading me to believe that whatever you had in your pants, you're messing with.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just trying to fix the cuffs.
Okay. If you had left your hands the way they were, they wouldn't be as
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
All right,
No,
I need you to stand up. Stand up for me.
stand me up.
Stand up. What are you? Okay. What are you concealing?
Nothing.
What are you concealing? What are you concealing? Okay. What are you concealing? There's something right there. What is that? What is that in your pants? I can see it. What is it? What are you concealing?
What is it?
It's my card. Just take it.
What is it?
It's my card. Just take it. Take it.
It's another card?
Yeah, just take it.
Miss Dupont?
No, just
Stop.
take it. Just take it.
Stop. You're gonna get a resisting charge. Stop pulling away. Stop pulling
Tell the
away
deputy
right now.
please.
Just take it.
What is?
Around.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it. Take it. Ow.
Okay, stop.
Ow, ow, ow.
Stop.
Ow.
Well, you got in this place for
Yeah, I
life.
know that.
So,
I'm sorry. Just let me
just
go.
hold.
I'm sorry.
Stop. Hold on.
Take it. I'm sorry. We have gloves.
There's gloves right there.
Right up here. We'll try to get a female deputy, but she's fighting, so.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
You know what? I should have let you bring it to the jail so you get charged with another felony.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Put that right over there.
No, it's my first time here.
Put it right over there. Just leave it right. Yeah, put it on a napkin, on a tissue. So lying is the best policy. Stop pulling away. Stop. But you're pulling away because I don't know if you're concealing stuff or not. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
We gotta go.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? It's Golf 22 over at FPC. I have a student who's an adult and she's detained right now. I need a female deputy to come and conduct a search on this individual.
This was stuffed in between her butt cheeks. And she was in here trying to stuff it even further and then try to fight us.
Yes.
When he saw her.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
She's gonna get another.
No, don't. Sorry.
No. You're past that. Stop.
No, I'm sorry.
Stop. Stop.
Please
Let me.
explain.
No. Let me tell you. Sit up. Sit up before.
That's outside the door. You haven't told anything true. You haven't told anything the truth yet. Okay. Stop. You've been lying this whole time. You're lying. You've been lying this whole time.
My name is.
That I understand is true, but everything about this whole situation.
I'm literally scared
Hey, listen,
out of my mind.
let me tell you something. You told someone your name, but that person didn't give you anything. So I already know this. So when I ask questions or I tell you things, I know you're lying to us. So just knock it off. And this even confirms to me that you're lying.
Of course I was scared.
Okay.
There's nothing new being scared.
I gave you
No, I'm
multiple.
sorry.
No, stop. Listen to me. You're an adult.
Yeah, I'm
okay?
an adult, but
So
I can
listen
still
to me.
act like a kid. No
Listen
adult.
to me. Listen to me.
Oh
We gave you all of these options to make an adult decision to help yourself. We're not trying to take you to jail, but here's what's going to happen. If it's up to me, you're going to get 3 charges. You're going to get a charge for that, you're going to get a charge for that, and a resisting charge. If that was me.
This one is unbased.
Okay, well then you're getting 2 charges.
Definitely resisting.
And I can tell you right now, if it's up to me, you'll no longer be in it.
No, I need to graduate.
You ain't gonna do it here.
You can go graduate at Rise Up, or you can go to Road to Success.
Sorry.
In my
You
opinion.
can figure it out.
This is the biggest mistake of my life. I'm really sorry. I've never done this shit before.
Doubt it.
Only a few months, only like 1 month and a few weeks.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I might not be able to prove it or charge you with it, but you're giving this to me.
I'm not giving it to anyone.
No one walks around with 6 different cartridges,
I bought
plus
them.
something stuffed in there.
You bought them? You just told us that someone gave it to you.
Yeah, they gave it to me.
They told you, they asked you to hold it. Now you're telling me you bought it?
I bought only 2 of them. That's why you see the carton.
That's not what you told us.
Of course, I was lying about.
Okay, so you've been lying this whole time. You've been lying about 4 of them, because you have 4 cartridges. You weren't lying about 2 of them.
No, because I only have 2 boxes.
Correct. You told me,
Why? I'm scared because
You're fine.
Yeah, of course, I'm not fine.
And you also you told me, quote unquote, she gave me the boxes and I took them because they looked good.
I'm joking, you're not gonna find anything else.
Okay, well, that's good. We're gonna check you and it's gonna be conducted because
No, I know.
we can't trust, you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth, so I can't trust. Whether you were or not, doesn't matter.
Because I lied to you.
What's your phone number? Okay.
It's in the wallet that's black. Or fresh. Black.
Well, why are you bringing drugs on school campus?
No, I left that in my backpack. My small backpack. Because I hold.
So she's charged. This student is being charged.
Okay, well, the rules are you do what you're told. You do what you're told.
I'm so sorry. Alright, if you move your hands all while I do this, I will probably not be nearly as nice as they were. Okay.
She was charged with unlawful possession of a controlled substance and resisting arrest. A month later, her attorney contacted the deputies, expressing anger over the charges brought against her.
You charged her, not you specifically, but you were felony, charged her with a felony. Is that or is that not going to reflect her employment in the future?
It depends how the case goes.
It 100% will. It doesn't matter. If she is convicted of a felony, it will 100%
If she's convicted, we're talking about something that we don't even know what's going to happen.
She admitted on your body cam that it was hers, so she got convicted of it.
No, she didn't. She hasn't even gone to court, sir. You obviously don't know how the state of Florida works, sir.
Even if she takes a plea bargain, it's just the point. You were charging her with a felony. If. The word was if. It was not that. It was if she was to be charged with a felony, it would. So it doesn't matter if she has been or not. If she was charged with a felony, mind you, this is a child in high school.
Right.
So instead, as a judgment call, you not only as a police officer, but as a man, if you have children, as a father, and as a human being, you should have talked to this little girl and figured out how it was you could have helped her.
So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
What?
Are you a father? Do you have kids?
April is keyboard month at Sweetwater. Save up to
We'll hear from
30%.
him next. This student's charged with unlawful possession of drugs and resisting arrest. A day later, her attorney was contacted. Her attorney called an officer. Now the big question is, does he have kids?
How it was you could have helped her.
So can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
What?
Are you a father? Do you have kids?
Oh, I sure am.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What if I called you from the school, like I do almost 3 times a week, and told you that your child is on the way to the hospital because when your child was in the bathroom or was going through school, they were offered a vape, and they hit said vape from said person, and they're now going to the hospital because they passed out and are now unconscious because they were given.
If that was going to happen, marijuana would not be legal in 24 states. So let's try to bring up real.
Sir, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, unfortunately, but as a school, I'm the other school resource deputy, Deputy Alacrim, but as a school resource deputy here on campus, that happens on average about once a week. So whether you listen, so let me finish. So let me finish. So like, I understand what you're saying as far as what you believe to be the truth and what you read, but as a person who's experienced it on a daily, let me finish. Okay? I'm stating from live experiences as a school resource deputy that I've been doing for almost 6 years, the experiences that I've had. How many years were you a school resource deputy, sir? How many years were you a school resource deputy? How many schools have you been in? How many interactions have you had with students? How many students have you spoken to? Okay.
Did you test any of those vapes and see that they were 100% THC?
Yes.
That these children went to the hospital.
100% THC. Typically, it's not 100% THC. It's typically a lower percentage than that. So, and that's from experience on test.
So we're skipping all of this. Basically, whose side do you believe? I believe the officer. But the attorney wants to be all defensive, saying, well, this, that, and the third. Well, if this was an attorney, he would have left Florida law very clearly. That's the bottom line. That's all for this edition of Game Break Friday going to Saturday. We might be off Saturday, but we'll see. If we're off Saturday, we'll see you again for Game Break Monday. Good night, everyone. Concentration, not strain. Stop bullying, speak up. No drugs, no jaywalking.